I've been talking to myself.
Hi, I'm Lulu Cerrone with LemonAID Warriors. You've probably heard me talk about Bloodwater Mission a lot, and I'm here with the guys who started it all, the band Jars of Clay. So hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome, thank you so much for being here with me. I mean, I know you guys are about to play a big show, so this is definitely really cool. So you guys have been together for 19 years?
Yes.
That's insane, and you've released almost 12 records, right? So how do you do that? That's really, really crazy. Like, what's your process? That's a lot of albums.
It is. I think that whatever people do, they have to have moments of figuring out if this is what I want to do. Then how can I re-engage myself with it? Because to do anything for a long period of time, in business or just a hobby, involves falling in and out of love sometimes with it. So
yeah, I mean, music and philanthropy have always really had a strong connection. And I've done a lot of work with Bloodwater Mission, which is the organization that you guys founded. So can you tell me a little bit about how that got started?
When I was in Africa, I had the experience of seeing people digging these holes in the ground, and once they reached water, putting their faces down and drinking that water.
Oh my gosh.
And I was shocked, yeah, because I didn't know that there were places in our world where people didn't have access to water, something as basic as clean water. And so we wanted to tell that story and see what would happen, and Bloodwater Mission has just grown out of that. So it's been an amazing part of our world, amazing thing to experience communities before they have clean water and then after they have clean water, and see what kind of life-giving properties it really does have in those communities. So, and as you know, and all the great work that you've done with the organization, which thank you very much for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, when I discovered Bloodwater, it was actually, I stumbled upon it because we both had really similar ideas. I mean, your LemonAID campaign really tied into what I was doing with my LemonAID stands, and we both spelled it LemonAID, so I kind of just came across it on Google.
Right, yeah.
And then I just started watching videos and researching the water crisis and looking at images, and just, it really did speak to me. I mean, they're really, really powerful, all your guys' videos, and I mean, I showed them to my friends, and it really spoke to them too, and that's kind of how I got started.
And also, too, I think it just helps form a worldview that says, as Bloodwater says, the concept of neighbor is changing. We are related on some very specific and beautiful levels of life, and one of those is learning how to meet needs where we can, and give of the resources we have, whether that's time, just our voice, as Dan has said often, or financially. When people hear this story and they hear that it takes very little to do so much, they're up for it. They're raising their hand. They're saying, "How can I help? What can I do? How can I start a LemonAID stand?"
So after bringing water to 1,000 communities, what direction are you heading in next?
I mean, there's certainly more to do in the villages, and I think the interesting thing is we work with them, partner to bring water, and then you say, what's next? And you listen, and many times you'll hear them say, well, we need help with sanitation, or we need more latrines, or we have a lot of people in our village that are struggling under the weight of HIV and AIDS. So it's still a lot of listening, and it's still a lot of water projects, but as well, we'll do a lot of sanitation training and some clinic work now, which is very exciting.
Oh, that's really awesome. So who are some of your partners in Africa? Who are your connections, really?
The one that I visited personally that I've really grown to love is a group in Zambia called Seeds of Hope, and what they've been doing is all different kinds of water projects, but the one that I really fell in love with the most was a biosand filter project that they were working on, where they actually had they initially had made a bunch of these biosand filters, which are really just these small cement boxes, that have varying grades of sand and stone, and then kind of this biological layer. When you pour dirty water in the top, it comes out clean out the bottom. And when you put one of those in a household, it gives a family clean water for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And so they actually started working they're in this community building these biosand filters, which is really, really hard work. I actually got dirty with them digging, mixing cement and putting these things together, and it is really hard work. But these women show up every day to make biosand filters so that they can be delivered to other people in their communities. And that's one of the things that I love, is just, it really is Africans being heroes in their own communities.
So, Dan, I know you mentioned that Live Aid was like a big inspiration to you. And I just want to tell you guys that you are like my Live Aid. I mean, you really combine your passion with philanthropy, and that's kind of all what I'm about. I mean, it's just truthfully amazing. And thank you guys so much. And thank you so much for doing this interview with me today. And I'm really excited to hopefully see you guys tonight. My mom will let me stay for the concert after. Thank you. I'm Lulu Sarome. I'm with LemonAID Warriors, and also this is the band Jars of Clay.